Hi again, everybody. My name is Greg Anderson, and this is the Good Timekeeping Show with Greg Anderson. So here's a nice G-Shock square. It's not the most basic model, but this one has tough solar and multiband 6. And I decided to dress this one up just a little bit by buying one of these inexpensive Chinese copies of the Casio bracelet. Okay, and it didn't cost me very much, less than $20 for this bracelet. Kind of a simple thing to change out there. So this changes the look and feel of this G-Shock. I already liked this G-Shock. Just gives me a little bit of variety there. I have other similar G-Shock squares, with different colors and different finish. And but when I decided to mix it up, I decided to go for this. And then I thought, I wonder if I could do something even more unusual. Now you can get a metal kit and you can replace the bezel with something that's metal, and you can replace this bracelet with something that has solid metal links, and you could have a lot of fun with this. And you can get those kits in different colors, even black or gold tone or silver tone. You can do all that. But I thought, well, why don't I do something even more unusual? What if I put one of these transparent looking pieces on here? Now, I would think I would prefer, if I'm going to go for something, kind of, see-through like this, that I might want to get one where the bezel is one piece and where the two parts of the bracelet are two pieces, and just kind of mimic the original design from Casio, rather than this, which turns out to be just one piece. But the problem was, as I looked around at AliExpress and any of the other sources I could find online, there was a different version of this, which was three pieces, and it was all out of stock everywhere. Or they had it maybe in stock, but it was for the different version of the G-Shock square. This is right here, the GWM5610, and maybe you'd have to go with like the DW5600 to get the three-part thing right now. So I thought, well, okay, this didn't cost much, like $10 or $12. I'll try this and see how this works with this one here. And if I don't like it, I'll just put it back to the way it was. It's pretty simple, just a couple screws there, and just a little bit of time to make that swap. But I thought, well, hang on, I like this watch the way it is, and I want to keep going with this bracelet here to see how it goes. And so far, so good on this inexpensive bracelet. So rather than use this watch, or rather than use this watch, why don't I get a watch just for this one project here? So I went and found this on eBay. It's used. It looks a little bit used. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the bezel and the watch band, which look kind of used, and put it in here and see how that goes. So the donor watch for this project just came from someone off eBay, previously owned, but it's in good shape. And the main part is it runs well, and the crystal is in good shape. It looks good on the back. Everything that I'm going to keep on this looks great. So let's do this conversion right now and see what happens. First of all, it's worth noting that the kit with this in it also came with this nice screwdriver here and this nice spring bar tool. So I'm going to utilize those in order to take the pieces off of this G-Shock. So I guess what I'll start with is take off the screws that are here on each side of the watch. So just little Phillips head screwdrivers, just gently, carefully remove those. And, oh, that just fell right out. So okay, so those screws are out now. I'm going to hang on to those in case I need them for something else. Put those in a nice little Ziploc bag or something and keep those. And now, okay, let's see what I can do here. Can I peel off the bezel now? And turns out if I just give it a nice gentle nudge there we go. And oh, gross, just some dirt and grime from regular use that got underneath the bezel is on there. So I'll try to clean that off a little bit. Obviously, the watch band is still in place, so I will use this little spring bar tool to remove spring bars and remove the original watch band as well. It's not very difficult to remove these watch bands. Sometimes it is a little bit tricky to put a new watch band in, just reaching down to where these spring bars are. But you'll find that taking a watch band off of a G-Shock, really not that difficult. Okay, so those are the pieces I removed. They're in pretty good shape, just a little bit of normal wear and tear and dirt and grime on them. But if I ever needed in an emergency to use these again, I'll just just save those and set them aside for now. And let's take a moment to see if we can kind of clean up some of the grime and grunge that's on this before we insert it into this new bezel and watch band. All right, I was able to clean that up pretty well with just a cotton swab and some water. No harsh chemicals there. Just got that looking, pretty well. There's, just a little bit of dirt and grime that's to be expected when something is used. Now, here's the deal. Right now, it's just this. And this snaps into place inside this particular case that I bought. So let's see what I can do here. Of course, you've got the places where the buttons line up with these holes. So I can kind of stretch that over there. And then also, let's see. Once I've got those in, I kind of stretch the top and bottom over where the spring bar would be normally. Okay, so that's how it's held together. There's no spring bar. There's just kind of a tab here that fits over where the spring bar would go. Okay, and then one, so that's on the top and bottom, and you just kind of stretch this out until it snaps into place in the right place, top and bottom, because it is pretty flexible. And then just make sure that these holes line up with the buttons on the sides, and there you go, it's done. So let me just show you how flexible this material is. Okay, so you could, that feels really supple, really soft. It's not going to crack easily. Maybe over time, I don't know, with exposure to everyday conditions, maybe water and UV light of normal life, maybe this is going to turn more yellow. Maybe it's going to become more brittle. I don't know. If it does, maybe I'll just get another one. They're cheap enough. But so far, so good. And that's an interesting new look to the watch. See, it could have looked like this, and I like that, but now it also looks like this, and that's kind of fun too. Now, how does it look on my wrist? That's the big question, right? So I have about a 7.5-inch wrist over here on my left wrist, and see, it doesn't have a lot of extra space there. If I had a really large wrist, I'm on the 4th or 5th hole there. All right, so if you've got a super large wrist, maybe this isn't the watch band for you, but that's what it looks like on my wrist. And so, are you going to see your arm hairs underneath that? And is that going to look weird or gross for some reason? You don't want to see your hair there. Actually, it's got a little bit of a texture there, so you're not really going to notice the hair. It's just kind of a fun thing, kind of a throwback to the 80s or a swatch or something like that. This unusual, almost invisible watch band with a really nice G-Shock watch inside of it. So I'm going to try this and see how I like it. And, of course, rotate it through. Maybe some days I'll wear this. Some days I won't. See how it holds up over time. See if this thing will turn yellow or get brittle. We'll find all of that out. But hey, for less than $12, it was worth an experiment. I found this on AliExpress. You can find them in different colors. I went for the one that was the most clear, but you can get them in, different, I would say like Kool-Aid looking colors, right? So different shades of red and orange and blue and stuff like you might find in, those artificial juice drinks. So if you want to experiment with some other colors, I guess they're cheap enough and easy enough to swap out. Maybe you could go ahead and pick up, a dozen different colors of this and swap it out whenever you feel like it. But how do you like that? I don't know. Obviously, the watch has all the same functions and features it did before, just a little bit different look on the watch band and bezel. And as you could see, a pretty easy do-it-yourself type of project there if you want to try modifying a watch without having to do anything too complicated. There you go. All right, that's all for now. I'm going to come up with another idea for another episode, so please stay tuned for more episodes of The Good Timekeeping Show.